Welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes with dailystraits.com. I am your host, June Ramli, and today we have a special guest, Joseph Tan, the founder of Ergoworks. Joseph's career began as a sales executive, leading him to the position of marketing manager at a prominent luggage and travel goods company. In 2001, he founded Impact Lifestyle Private Limited, recognizing the trend in agronomic children's school bags and accessories. This led to significant success, prompting him to launch AgroWorks in 2005. Leveraging his expertise in marketing, engineering, and design, Joseph introduced the first Asia Ergoworks flagship store, concept store, dedicated to professional agronomic and posture care solutions. Beyond work, Joseph enjoys family activities and taking annual breaks to satisfy his wanderlust. So, hello, Joseph. Thank you so much for joining us in the show today. How are you?
Hi, good morning, June. I'm great. Thank you because it's Friday today.
Awesome. All right. So let's dive right into the questions. So, first and foremost, right, can you tell us more about the inspiration behind starting AgroWorks SG and how it evolved from
Right.
your previous job, Impact Lifestyle?
Right. June, thanks for the introduction of the background earlier. So when after I founded the Impact Lifestyle in Private Limited in Singapore, and we started to involve in the designs of the ergonomic school bags because we realized that a lot of children they carry heavy school bags. Actually, it's all around my relatives, their children's. So we realized that there is a we need to target on this, and because there are a lot of children where they carry heavy school bags, they hunch forward, and when they hunch forward, they lead to a lot of spinal issues. And some of my physiotherapy friends and the chiropractors friends told me that, hey, you should do something about it. And then we start to dive into these problems, and then identify the gaps, and we started with all the school bags. And 2005, we started with the ErgoWorks, and how it started is all because of the broken chair. Why I say it's a broken chair? Because I sat on a chair like any of you sat on today, but it's quite brand new. And when I come back from lunch and sat on it, I like less than a week. So I sat on it, and suddenly the chair give way, and I fall to the floor. So that was a very very awkward and very bad situation. So I decided, so I done a research, and then I realized that there isn't any of this ergonomics chairs that is able to provide good posture care and also good lumbar support. But we did fine, but then it's too expensive. So we decided to go into it again, identify the gap, and then we start to do our R&D, and that's how Ergo was founded.
Awesome. Okay. So, what you've already explained why you are focusing on this agronomic solution. So, particularly for children's schools, school bags and accessories. But since then, you have gone to other products, right? So,
Yes.
and one of it being this chair right here. So, basically, right, what was the thinking behind that?
You mean the thinking behind the ergonomics?
No, expanding to other products, product range like
Expanding to
chairs.
other products. I see. June, when we first started the flagships, we are very focused on the ergonomic chairs and some school bags, which is our bread and butters back then, and also some of the children's ergonomic desks as well. Because we realized a lot of parents, their first thing come to their mind, their priorities will be children's. Everything they buy the best for the children's, then they buy the cheaper one. For the or the save the balance for themselves when only when there is a need. So we realized that children has a bigger market, and also not forgetting good posture should start from young, and good habit should also start from young. And a lot of us we do not have a good habit also because we don't have a good start, and that's the reason why it's prolonged and it becomes start from the parents as well. And then the parent realized that, hey, my children is adopting better posture now, lesser back pain, and then maybe I should also try it for myself. And that's how we started. And then when you have the children desks, you have the children bags, you have the chair, the adults will start to buy the ergonomic chair. Then they say, how about ergonomic desk for adults as well? And then we start to add in, add in. So over the past almost 20 years, in fact, it's 20 years. So we have been added so many and make ourselves as a holistic. That means it's similar like when you step into a supermarket, you can find almost everything head to toe what you need. Yeah, and that is our vision, and also inspired to keep moving in this niche industry and helping everyone in their life.
Awesome answer. So could you share some insights into the R&D process and collaboration with posture experts to develop your proprietary range of agromatic bags and chairs? So how do you do this?
Okay, we are pretty proud, at the after we are in the business for a year, we've been recognized, and we have partners with Singapore Chiropractic Associations as well as the Physiotherapy Associations of Singapore, and now we are in Malaysia. We also partners with this Association Chiropractics of Malaysia. So why we partners with all these associations, because first thing, they recognize our efforts, and they will like to raise the awareness together with expertise like us to bring more awareness to our public and also our customers, how to adopt better posture. You see, when you have a better posture, you look more confident. You have, apart from the health, but not only that, the childrens will have lesser back pains, and then the adults will have lesser back pain, lesser MC. And it's good for the employer as well, the company, because it's also raised the productivities and lesser medical costs and more profit. And then at the end of the day, maybe go back to the employee. So you see, it's a very good eco cycles that actually make everyone happy. It's an all win. But the when we partners with them, we means when we partner with these associations, we also have to make sure that our products are genuine ergonomics, because in the market today there are many that claim that they are ergonomics, but how we ensure that our products are ergonomics is go through a very stringent of evaluations by the expertise, and also the quality, the safety, and the materials, everything that's etc. I mean, it's a long list that I will not expand here, but it's going to be a very different process. It's not just buy and sell those kind of stuff.
So what were some of the challenges you face, you know, making Asian customers buy into the concept, because they always would go to see a chiropractor themselves to fix it up. But buying a product itself. So any kind of any sort of challenges you had to go through. Sorry.
June, you have tackled a very, very good question here, because in the past, if you realize, a lot of chairs or a lot of furnitures, they are all made for European, because they are designed by Europeans, right? And also a lot of Asia's factories, when they make the furniture, where is the biggest market? The US, the Americas, I mean the US and the UK, or even the European continents. So obviously, the what you found in the market, generics markets, they are all large, included our sofa at home. It's really deep and big. But to Asians, big and deep and look plush, and it's like more looks a little bit higher end. But the thing is not right. You see, when you buy furniture, especially a chair, it has to be the right size. I just give an example. You will not want to wear something too big, oversized. For example, a t-shirt. Um, you are M built, but you buy extra large, and you will look sloppy and doesn't present your body shapes. So likewise for the chair, it supports your entire body from the bottoms to the back to the neck. So you have to ensure that this chair fit you well, and it's not you look good on the chair or you look good when you leave the chair. A lot of us, we buy chair, we look at the how well it look from outside, but when you sit on it, you can't tell. You see. So The only thing is that go for something that fit for you, and that's where we make a lot of effort, done a lot of changes, do a lot of R&D efforts to ensure that our products can be adaptive. Means it can fit Asians, also the Europeans. Of course,
Mm,
I'm not saying that Asian is smaller built today,
mm,
but you see, there are typically we have more Asians on a smaller build, especially like
mm.
Asian lady, Asian men, some of them. But the younger generation, they are taller. But it should have to be adaptive and to make sure ergonomics benefit as many people as possible. It's not just specific group of the customers.
Okay, so your role as your background in marketing, so engineering and design played, shaping up the brand, AgroWorks as a brand. So in out of all these three, right? So which one actually helped? Because doing a product from scratch is not easy, and then
Yep.
marketing it is very hard as well. So do you think all these skills that you held from your previous job helped you to start this AgroWorks?
Definitely, June. When you have a very diverse background, especially I have engineering and also the business and also this design background. So it does help us. I mean, for example, like recently, our chair has awarded with the Singapore Good Design, and actually it's not just Singapore good design is actually as good as Japan good design, Malaysia good design. There are a lot of countries that have this good design awards, and we are very proud we are the first one and the only ergonomic chairs that have this awarded with this very highest accolades, and we are very proud of it. And that will actually explain, all my backgrounds, all these diverse background really help. And also because we also understand our customers. When you do market, when you are marketing, you have a marketing background, you need to know your consumer behaviors. So we often go down to the ground and ask customers, um, what is the pain point, what are the things that you're facing, how do you like our products, what are the areas that you do not like our products. So from there we keep doing a lot of adjusting, a lot of modifications to ensure that our products really helps.
Awesome. So you opened the first Asia AgroWorks flagship store in 2005.
Mm.
So what was the vision behind this move? And are there going to be any other flagship stores in maybe KL or,
Yeah, we started with in Singapore 2005, from ErgoWorks. And if you do a calculation, it's like almost 18 years this year. So we are very proud that since last year, 2022, last quarter, we opened our first, we have a soft opening at the Bukit Jalil,
Mhm.
Pavilion Bukit Jalil, as well as the IOI City Mall. Yeah, the new week. Yeah, so we have two showrooms now in Selangor. And Putrajaya, one is Putrajaya, one is Selangor. So we we want the showrooms to give people, everyone's, an opportunity to see, touch, experience, and feel what is good ergonomics. So the showroom is actually is to provide the customers with a more immersive experience of our ergonomic solutions, because a lot of the customers always think that when it comes to ergonomics is ergonomic chair, the table that move up and down, that's all, and good for my back, that is very surface. But we want them to dive deeper in and understand, hey, look, it not necessary you need ergonomic chairs. Probably you already have a pretty fitting chairs, but some gaps still miss out. And that's where we come in and propose different solutions. So ergonomics not necessarily has to be expensive or costly to a lot of people. It can be affordable. Like for example, I just give you an example. Like you hold a mouse, and then you have this. We have this solution called wrist free, and it supports your wrist and move around with when you um, use your mouse, and that's good enough because that will solve your pain point. Because not everyone will have a back pain or poor posture, but a lot of us will have suffered this carpal tunnel syndrome potentially hazard of this carpal tunnel syndrome, And also, sometimes you feel your wrist after a day of working on the mouse, you really feel very tiring. And a lot of us end up go massage, things like this, or see chiropractors or even TCM. So, so this showrooms will allows us to present and educate our customers. Even you don't buy, you just come in. We also educate you. We welcome every customer, and that's our mission. We want to raise the awareness and also the importance of this ergonomics. Everyone's, yeah, not necessarily you walk into ergonomic stores like Ergoworks, you have to buy things. We welcome you to try, see, feel, touch, experience. Yeah. So that is the purpose of of our showrooms in Singapore and Malaysia.
So I just asked this question because these days a lot of people do online. So,
Yeah.
but do you think as a like is it still important to have a showroom for a brand success?
This is a tricky question, June. You see, when you buy online, unless
Uh-huh.
you are very clear what you are buying, you see, and of course there are a lot of scams these days, a lot of pictures that has been doctored and or even stolen, from the originals. But when you receive, it's a different things. So it really depends on your experience, personal experience. For example, like younger generations, they will buy online, especially this after during the pandemic. Everyone's so used to buying online. I mean, so do I. I also now sometimes my wife asks me to buy something, so I say, hey, why don't you check online? Yeah. So it's like so convenient. But smaller things okay. But if you're going to invest in slightly, or I would say higher ticketed items, I will still suggest our customers come to our physical stores, feel and touch and see, because who knows, our pictures are very well taken and you got deceived, and or maybe certain models doesn't fit you that well, you see. So we want to generally help customers, and if you realize that Ergoworks, the name, why it started with the Ergoworks, because one of our motto is we make ergonomic works for you, yeah, for everyone. So we don't just want you to buy ergonomics. We want to make sure that our products, ergonomic products, works for you. Yeah. So I
Okay.
would think that is important. If I mean, we still have online presence. Of course, we have our online e-stores. We also in our Lazada and Shopee, all these very popular third-party platform. So what we call a marketplace, or different omni channels to outreach to different, because Malaysia is really huge. I mean, in Singapore is we are a small island, so travel to north, west, east, south is not an issue. But in Malaysia, we understand that when we are in Selangor, we do have customers purchase our products. For example, ergonomic school bags, ergonomic water bottles, ergonomic accessories, or even chairs sent to Penang, sent to Sarawak, and down to Johor, Malacca, Seremban. Yeah, so we do have customers. Maybe they heard of us or they use our products before, and they are very confident to buy on the reputable stores like Ergoworks. So yeah, so I would think that, or some of them they probably have been to our store before, and they do want to travel that 100 or 200 kilometers again. I say, okay, I just buy online. Yeah. Sometimes we
Okay.
even got phone call orders, not just online orders. Yeah. These days,
Wow.
everything's, yeah. Yeah. So,
That's good. That's good because the chair is very sturdy. So I'm using it right now. So I was just wondering because after the pandemic, right, a lot of
yes.
people started working from home, doing this hybrid thing. So they
Yes.
need like a really good chair for your house. I mean, to wear to for home office, right? So I was just
Yes.
wondering. Okay, there's a lot of brands out there. So
Yes.
how do you guys stand apart? Like what is your key features or innovations that set you apart from your competitors in the posture care and ergonomic industry?
Right. I mean, every industry they are bound to have competitions. I would think that importantly is that we have our USP. We have some unique selling point. First of all, we are a very established. We are established brands that if you talk about 2001, since the days that we founded to do ergonomics until today, it's like 22 years. So I've spent um, almost my half of my life building Ergoworks, and I think we have accumulated a lot of know-how. We have a lot of good knowledge to share with both companies, government agency office, as down to the general public. So I think this is actually one of the biggest assets, the branding, the knowledge, the know-how. Because ergonomics is not just selling, as I mentioned. You buy and sell, you are a merchant. But if you create and then you sell and you educate and teach people how to use it correctly, that is a correct process. And that set us a huge apart. And also because of that, it take up a lot of resources. And a lot of people say, oh, ergonomics, why your price is so expensive? I say, look, do you know that how much effort has gone behind to do R&D from scratch all the way to market research to the remoldings to everything, it's not just buy and sell that easily. So and the know-how, importantly, like the chair that you sat on, if you realize that there are a lot of functions, there's one function is called tilt forward functions. This is actually a only premium chair that costs a lot of $1,000 will have this function, because tilt forwards is actually one of the popular functions, especially in the Europe, when they are taller and they have longer legs and they have to tilt a little bit downwards, like 5 to 10 degrees, to lift their hips higher than their kneecap. Yeah, so that will, it's like someone sitting on a horse, and that posture. So you will have a very zero, I would say, zero pressures on it. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned about personally quality checking your products with your loved ones. So how
Yes.
does this hands-on approach contribute to the brand's quality and customer satisfaction?
This one I really have to, uh, say sorry to my daughters, my family members, and people that know me well, because whenever have we come up with a new products, the first thing is that, for example, water bottles. So we know that the water bottles, if you use lousy plastics, if you use lousy materials, you will end up getting toxic into your body unnoticedly, and especially when you put in warm water or extreme cold waters. So, despite there are test reports from the labs, but we still test it for easily 3 to 6 months, and then we see um, nothing happened to us.
Mm.
Then we were know, okay, that is safe. Okay, of course, I'm not just using it on my this family members or even relative, but I think because my children have seen me passing them a lot of prototypes since young, and they are so used to it, and they say, hey, dad, this is good, that is good. They can give me a lot of this feedback as well. Yeah. So of course, we also test doing this trial, um, sending to different, when we have, let's say we have 10 prototypes, we send to people that we know well and let them try, and so that they can genuinely giving us this feedbacks, and also what are the things that we can further improve. Of course, they are all different build, different shape, different age. Yeah, so that helps. And also, sometimes we also do a little bit of the sample size test with a certain group of our customers. We give them free, and then we let them try out, and then collect the feedback. Then before we roll out the final products. Yeah, so it's a long process. Like the chair you sat on is actually a couple of years of the efforts. Yeah.
Okay, so this is after sales. So you said it's AgroWorks is known for commitment of customer well-being.
Yes.
So could you discuss some of the educational awareness initiative the brand has undertaken to promote good posture and spinal health? So these chairs are not cheap. So once you buy it, right, do you still keep your customer? You still contact your customer, maybe give them like any kind of freebies, attending talks, webinars, on any what is kind of aftercare sales service do you provide to your customers, if there's any?
Sure. Okay. Let me touch on because this question comprises of probably 2 to 3 sections. Let me break it up. First thing is that when we have done the pre-sales, we teach them how to use it. At the showrooms, the environments, the ambience make you feel good, very good. When we explain to you everything, the customer say, "Oh yes, 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 yes." They knock their heads. But when we deliver to their home, and then they start to email or even call our salesperson. Hey, this lever is for what purpose? That lever is for what purpose? How do I recline? How do I adjust the tensions? Of course, actually, there is some videos that come with it, and also some of the educative materials. But customer chosen to ask us, that is also very personalized. So we provide that personalized even through WhatsApp, email, or even any form of communications with the customers. At times, we even revisit the customer place and teach them how to use it. There are some
Oh,
customers, they say, "Oh, I really cannot manage." We really make a trip there and adjust the chair, everything's for them. Yeah, to make sure that they got a perfect tailored fit. And the other part is that after sales, after years, our products really can last. I mean, we have customers, just like I mentioned, that we're in this business, Ergoworks, for the past easily 18 years. You know that our first customers trade in the chair last year. The first customer, I'm talking the first customers. Um, he's a German and he resides in Singapore. He used the chair for 17 years. Trade in last year. Yeah. So my goodness, I say no wonder we expand a little bit slower than other chain.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you have a trade-in program. Is it you have a trade-in program?
Yes. We do have that in Singapore and Malaysia as well. Yeah, that is the way that we encourage customers to upgrade and trade in because things will get old. But because of the chair are durable, so, when we receive the chair easily like 10 to 15 years or even 60 years, they are still in one piece. You won't believe it. And they are, if I'm going to do an evaluations over the product, assessment over the products, it's like you have about 60 to 70% good condition. Means the chair actually is still usable. Yeah. So our concept is why we make durable products because it's sustainability. You see,
Mm.
today we talk about sustainability. Every of us, if we buy cheap chair and we buy a lousy chair, and things break down within 1 to 2 years, what you going to do? You dump it, and
Yeah.
out of them, the materials cannot be recycled. They have to bury it, burn it. They have to decompose it. But a lot of materials, like even PVCs, are not they're petroleum based. It's very difficult for them, the plastic parts, to recycle. So we make sure that our products are able to recycle at least 90% of the entire chair. That's means you left 10%. And while we stretch, for example, June, you see, if you buy a chair, I'm not too sure whether you have experience, but if you buy a chair, let's say cost ringgit 500 bucks, and then you use it for 1 year or 2 years, let's make it 2 years. So over the 10 years, you're going to change 5 chairs, right? Easily, 2005, and yet it doesn't give you any good support, and you spend a lot of time going to do research, go and find this and that, and the times. So look at it. If you invest in a proper chair, it's going to last you for very very long. First thing, you being responsible peoples on the earth because you created 4 trash or 5 trash lesser. Just imagine, I have reduced 5 chair against 1 chair over the past 10 years. If everybody do that, you can do the math. That's a lot of trash that we can save. So that should be the way that we should look at ergonomics as well. I mean, ergonomics is not just on health, but it's also on the safety, also on the sustainabilities, and how to being green. A lot of us say we reuse the plastic bags, but did we reuse our chair? Did we reuse the components of the broken chairs? How are we going to reuse it? So the best is to reduce, not to reuse, because it's difficult to reuse. So we reduce. If you are able to reduce the trash, you are making a contributions to being a green. Yeah. So that's how we look at it.
Okay, so finally, it's outside your entrepreneurial journey with AgroWorks. So you are actually, enjoy reading, movies, and family activities. Basically, businessmen, right? Most of the time, their time is on the business. So I just wondered how you manage to separate your downtime and your business time, and so that it doesn't like muddle up. And how does your personal interest influence your work and leadership with AgroWorks SG? So basically, how do you switch off and you make sure that you have personal time and business time?
It's a very, very tough things to do. I only manage
Yes.
to do it when I have children uh, at the age of late 30s. So um, when when as a businessman, your mind, or rather as an entrepreneur, your mind is always circling how to make better products. And as a beginning of the conversations, I told you that I spent almost half of my life, in ergonomics. So ergonomic has become part of me, but I will try my best, especially when after I have the childrens. I have two girls, so they are now in the teenage, and when they're younger, I have to spend a lot of times with them. So I have to drop my work. But now they're grow older, they're teenage. Uh, I need to spend times with them for other activities. So I join them for movies. I join them to go libraries. While they studies. I can read some of my books that's an interest of mine, and also family activities. I believe is very important because if we have a very cohesive, very lovely families, I believe I can make lovely products as well. You see, if I have a bad mood, every day, I think probably like June, you couldn't uh, write a pretty article as well. The
Yeah. So you.
inspiration will be there. So I think the inspirations of making good products, making useful products, making functional products. First thing you have to really separate, have your own good times, relax your mind, and also exercise. Also relieve the stress. And when it comes to business, you just focus. I think that is also what is the importance of the work-life balance today we are
Mm,
talking about. When we have this hybrid working, working from home, away from office, is actually, working from home also quite taxing, right? Yeah,
yeah.
so quite stressful. So you still have to find a way to balance your life, and and I think that's very important. Once you are able to have this balance of life, you are able to inspire yourself, to focus how to make more well-being products. And in fact, during this process of being relaxations, I found some inspirations. For example,
Mm,
let's say I read a book, I suddenly realized that the posture is not right, or the lighting is not right. Actually, I discovered the importance of lightings um, and when I start to read a lot. Yeah, because I realized that poor lightings actually will force you that there is going to cast a shadows on the books and then affect your visions, affect your reading speed and efficiency of reading. So just now, sorry, because I have this anti Blu-ray LED lamps just in front of me. First thing is to give me the shine, and second thing is to make sure that I'm not tired on the screen because it's cut down the Blu-ray. Yeah.
so Joseph, so how many products do you have now under AgroWorks, like total?
Uh, we have more than 1,000 SKU.
Wow, that's really good. And so, if you don't mind me asking, and if you can share, what is the
Yes.
best selling product?
Um, I will not say they are bestseller, but I will say they are pretty important products because a lot of customers, when they walk in, they like to see electric standing desks, they like to see ergonomic chairs, they like to see ergonomic school bags, kids' desks and chairs that also raise up and down and also tilt the desktop to angles. And of course, we also have things like, bicycles, exercise bicycles with a tables. I'm not
Oh,
too sure if you saw it on our website. It's called Desk Bike. So that actually won several awards as well. So that's mean when you exercise, you still can work on the laptop, two in one basically. And also we
So,
even have like zero gravity recliners. So if you ask me best sellers, I would say they are all better seller in the Bukit Jalil because it's a family crowd. So obviously the children's products actually sells better. Yeah, and of course also some of the there's customers, they are entrepreneur or businessmen. They also buy the zero gravity recliners, office furniture also for their home. Because I will say that if you talk about revenues, focus, I think because these are all higher ticketed, and that's the reason why you will see they are better seller as compared to the lower price ergonomic accessories. Yeah. Actually, the
oh,
ergonomic accessories sells pretty well because a lot of customers is always coming to pick and go, the kind of small little things.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, all right. And that is all the time that we have for today. We have just been speaking to Joseph Tan of AgroWorks in Singapore. So thank you so much, Joseph, for joining us today.
Thanks very much, June and the crews, and thanks for making these interviews awesome. Have a great weekend as well. Coming ahead. So see you then again. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. And to our listeners, if you enjoy our content, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, dailystraits.com, so that you can get updated with all our latest episodes and more. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.